Have you ever had a moment where you stood up from a chair and thought, that felt a little slower than usual? Or maybe you reached for something on a high shelf and noticed your shoulder didn't cooperate the way it used to. Or maybe you caught yourself avoiding stairs because your knees just didn't feel as strong anymore. Listen, if any of that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. These little signs aren't proof that you're getting old. They're reminders from your body that it wants some attention. And the truth is, the strength, mobility, and balance you'll need at 60, 70, even 80, that starts right now. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. And that's exactly why today's video is one of the most important ones you'll ever watch. Because I'm about to walk you through the 5 exercises people over 50 regret ignoring the most, exercises that can literally change the way you age over the next decade. Now here's the thing, these aren't complicated gym workouts, they aren't extreme routines, and they definitely don't require you to already be fit. In fact, most people who need these the most think they're too simple. But simple doesn't mean easy, and easy doesn't mean useless. These movements protect your joints, strengthen your muscles, improve your balance, and help ensure that 10 years from now, you're not dealing with regrets like, why didn't I start sooner? Or, if only I had worked on this when I had the chance. So let's have a real conversation. Imagine yourself 10 years from today. What kind of life do you want? Do you want to move freely, walk confidently, bend without pain, get out of bed without stiffness, stay active, pick up your grandkids, travel comfortably, and stay independent? Or do you want a life where every basic movement feels like a challenge you never signed up for? Because here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Aging doesn't make you weak, neglect does. And at 50, 55, or 60, your body is still incredibly capable of building strength, repairing tissue, improving balance, and becoming more resilient. But your body only gives back what you put in. That's why these 5 exercises are non-negotiable. I'm not telling you this as a fitness instructor or a doctor. I'm telling you this as someone who has watched thousands of people transform their health just by adding these movements into their routine. I've seen people in their 50s feel younger than they did in their 40s. I've seen people in their 60s who move better than people half their age. And I've seen people in their 70s become stronger, more stable, and more energetic than they ever thought was possible. So if you're over 50 or even close to it, what I'm about to share has the potential to change your life. Let's begin with the first exercise, and trust me when I tell you this, it's the one most people regret ignoring the most. And that's strengthening your hips and glutes. Because your hips are the foundation of your movement. They control how you stand, how you walk, how you climb stairs, how you bend over, how you lift things, and even how your lower back feels throughout the day. When your hips are weak, your knees suffer. Your back suffers. Your balance suffers. Your posture suffers. And the crazy part? Most people don't even realize their hips are weak until something starts hurting. That's why exercises like hip bridges, side leg raises, and simple glute squeezes are absolute game changers. They may look small, but they're powerful. They strengthen the muscles that keep your entire body stable and pain-free. And 10 years from now, if you don't train these muscles, you will absolutely feel the consequences, because weak hips will limit your mobility faster than almost anything else. Now let's move into the second exercise you'll regret ignoring if you don't start now, balance training. Listen, if there's one thing most people take for granted in their 50s, it's balance. You don't even think about it until one day you misstep, trip, or feel yourself wobble. And what people forget is that balance isn't just about not falling. It's about being confident in your movements. It's about walking without fear. It's about being stable when stepping off a curb, getting out of bed, or reaching for something overhead. When you work on your balance, you strengthen the tiny muscles in your ankles, your core, and your legs, muscles you never even knew existed. These small muscles play a massive role in preventing falls, which is one of the biggest reasons older adults end up in hospitals. A simple one-leg stand, heel-to-toe walking, or even shifting your weight from one side to the other can transform your balance over time. And I promise you, the people who hit 60 or 70 with poor balance always say the same thing. I wish I worked on this earlier. Don't let that be you. The third exercise people regret ignoring is strengthening their core. And before you picture intense ab workouts or crunches on the floor, let me stop you. When I say core, I'm not talking about a six-pack. I'm talking about the muscles that protect your spine, support your posture, stabilize your movement, and help you with literally everything: sitting, standing, lifting, walking, and turning. A weak core is one of the biggest causes of back pain. And here's the worst part. Most people don't even realize their core is weak. They just feel stiffness, or they feel tired after standing too long, or their back aches after simple daily tasks. Even lifting a grocery bag becomes uncomfortable. But when you strengthen your core gently and consistently, everything changes. You stand taller, you move easier, your balance improves, your back feels lighter, and your energy increases because your body isn't fighting against poor posture. Simple moves like dead bugs, gentle planks, seated knee lifts, or even engaging your abdominal muscles while standing can make a massive difference. 10 years from now, your spine will thank you for the work you do today. Now, the fourth exercise is one of the most underrated, yet one of the most important: training your upper back and posture muscles. I want you to imagine something. Think about all the hours each day you're sitting, reading, using a phone, typing, driving, or watching TV. All of these activities pull your shoulders forward. Over time, your chest tightens, your neck strains, your shoulders round, and suddenly you realize your posture is collapsing. But what most people don't know is that posture affects everything. Your breathing, your digestion, your circulation, your energy levels, your confidence, the way your clothes fit, everything. And here's the scary part. If you don't train your upper back, your posture can decline so gradually that you barely notice it happening until one day you see yourself in a photo and think, "Why am I leaning forward?" That's why pulling exercises, row motions, band pulls, and shoulder squeezes are essential. When you strengthen the muscles between your shoulder blades, you reverse years of poor posture. You open your chest. You reduce neck tension. You breathe better. And you look more confident and more energized. Trust me, 10 years from now, the people who ignored posture training will be the same people dealing with neck pain, shoulder stiffness, and a rounded back that's extremely hard to fix later. And now we arrive at the fifth exercise, probably the most important of all: leg strength training. Not intense squats, not heavy lifting, just basic, functional, life-changing leg strengthening. Because your legs are your independence. Your legs determine how easily you stand up from a chair, how confidently you climb stairs, how gracefully you walk, how much energy you have, how young you feel. I'm telling you right now, people don't lose independence because they get old, they lose it because their legs get weak. And no one realizes how important leg strength is until they start struggling with very small everyday tasks. A simple sit-to-stand exercise, supported squats, step-ups, calf raises, or gentle lunges can keep your legs alive and powerful as you age. And here's the shocking truth. The biggest regret people over 60 tell me is, "I wish I kept my legs strong." Because when your legs stay strong, you stay strong. Now that we've covered the 5 exercises, I want to tell you something important. You don't need to spend hours doing these movements. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need perfection. You just need consistency. Small steps repeated consistently beat big steps done once. Even 10 minutes a day can completely transform the way you move, the way you feel, and the way you age. And here's the beautiful part. Your body will reward you instantly. Within days, you'll feel lighter. Within weeks, you'll feel stronger. Within months, you'll feel like a different person. And 10 years from now, you will look back on today and think, "I'm so glad I started." Because picture this. Wake up 10 years from now and imagine getting out of bed feeling fresh instead of stiff. Imagine walking with confidence instead of hesitation. Imagine lifting things without discomfort. Imagine climbing stairs without holding onto the railing. Imagine traveling without worrying about joint pain. Imagine your balance so stable that you never fear a stumble. Imagine feeling younger at 60, 70, or even 80 than some people do at 40. That's the power of taking care of your body now. And if you're sitting there thinking, "But I'm starting too late," let me stop you right there. You are not too late. Your body is incredible at adapting. Muscles grow at any age. Balance can improve at any age. Posture can change at any age. Your flexibility can return at any age. Your strength can increase at any age. Your mobility can be regained at any age. There is no age where your body stops responding positively to movement. The only thing that slows you down is not starting. So let today be that moment. The moment when you draw a line and say, my future self deserves better, and I'm going to give them better. Think of these 5 exercises not as workouts, but as investments. Investments in your independence, your confidence, your comfort, your health, and your happiness. And before we end, let me leave you with something powerful. 10 years from now, you will arrive somewhere. You will be in a body shaped by the decisions you make right now. You will either be stronger, more capable, and more confident, or you'll be wishing you started earlier. And the beautiful thing is, you get to choose. Your body is your home. And it deserves movement. It deserves care. It deserves strength. It deserves attention. It deserves your commitment. So start today. Start small. Start slow if you need to. But start. Because your future self is waiting, and they will thank you more than you can imagine.